Actually, final game if Slate takes it home.
Yeah, I like this Frango band coming up from Slate Esports. You look at the heroes coming up from Slate Esports, they are assassins, right? Assassins that can be locked down by a single bite. And I think that's something that Slate Esports wants to avoid. And now coming on to the second half of the draft with SMG as his pick, I think a Kakura is still a pretty decent pick, right? If you're not gonna let it through to your opponents, you can might as well pick it up for yourself. And given that a mage is still available, they can have that option.
Okay, so wow, very interesting picks from the side of Slate. This is a very refreshing lineup. But before we go into that, I want to just update you that Dairy has picked up the Matilda, leaving Joe with the final pick of the game to set the stage as they go for game 2. But before that, Aries, please talk to me about this Slate pick. I mean, you were flabbergasted by it.
Yeah, I love this Camilla pick, right? It's a frontliner. Not much they can do against her except for the fact that she can use her ultimate with the Curse of Blood, and the fact that you have a Seilah and a hard-hitting mage from the back line. And now, if you look at Slate Esports, the balance in terms of the damage output for both physical and magical is perfect. You have a late-game insurance in the Seilah, you have early-game bullies with the Amon and Paquito, and not only that, you have an additional skill that can be activated with both the Seilah and Camilla. So, you know, what's not to love? An additional skill, we'll go for it. And coming in as the last pick for SMG, it's going to be the Benedetta that's going to be played by Joxxx. We know that Joxxx can play the Benedetta well. He didn't really have the ability to show it in the previous seasons, but now coming into this game against his previous team, he wants to prove a point. And I think SMG, they know they have nothing to lose coming to game 2, and they want to go for those comfort picks that potentially can win a game 2 for them.
Yep, I'm really liking this lineup and draft from both teams. At this point, right, with no other input in terms of information, I believe this is a pretty even game. Of course, pressure-wise, it is going to be difficult because SMG, they might have their backs against the wall. Yes, they may have nothing to lose, but nonetheless, they still want to prove that they are in contention to get a win over Slate.
Yeah, well, speaking of win, no pun intended, I think the Matilda pick is a decent one. You can guiding win. It's gonna help, you know, SMG as you get out of problems, especially for that Brody if he needs a quick escape. But speaking about that, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to game 2 really soon. I'm gonna pass the time on to my lovely casters, Kin, as well as SCRUBBYCHEEKS.
Well, game number 2, Slate Esports and SMG. So much on the table for SMG here.
Prove me wrong.
For sure, I think we're already going into the game now. We have sorted out the issues, thankfully, and it's going to be so far, I think, across the map. Interesting, JPL took some damage. I think probably tried to go into jungle, or maybe it was pressure for SMG. Still nothing too out of the ordinary across the board, but it looks like SMG does have control over this mid.
Yep, JPL, I mean, showing off what that Camilla can do in the early game. Different kind of pacing from Slate this time. No very heavy aggression or invade into the jungle of SMG. I think they want to take this slow.
I think what's interesting to me is with this Carmilla pick, it feels as if Slate's composition, it might be a little less tanky than I'm used to seeing also on Slate. And top with a Vengeance on Carmilla makes that pretty interesting. Still, you're able to steal that magic and physical defense stack, so maybe the play is to be able to, you know, put on that CC, have some defense, and still be able to flank and dish out that burst damage that they have a lot of.
Yep, I like the fact that Dairy is contesting JPL here, the Battle of the Roamers, right? They want to make their rotations as difficult as possible because Slate, as we already mentioned in game 1, Slate, the moment they get an advantage, they do not let go. And it's very hard to pry this advantage away from Slate once they have it. So SMG, SG, they're going to have their eyes set first on the major objective, which is the turtle, which has just spawned. And Joxxx is going to get that started. But with that being said, Slate already recognizing this, they are going to shift their members down.
Oh, FMM actually being taken down 1v1 up top there. But in the meantime, Joxxx also takes the turtle, so a huge advantage going the way of SMG. They have managed to pressure out Slate from all of the lanes, giving them the you know, control over this objective.
Yep, so far JPL is falling a bit low, but he should be fine because he has the support of Seilah as well. This is a nice and refreshing scene for us SMG fans down here who are live at our Zenway Productions showcase here for the MPL. Let's see if Adammir is going to survive this. He probably will be unless he chooses to jump in a bit too far. But nonetheless, I think SMG having a pretty decent showing now in Game 2.
Yeah, very calculated there. I think Adammir knows exactly how to flex his heroes. Super comfortable on the Papito, so will be able to survive that. But kind of pressured, I guess, into the lane. And now, looking at the emblems, JPL also opting for the tank emblems here to be able to fend off some of that damage coming through.
Yep, I think two of them taking the mystery shop, the Amon and the Sicilian. This is going to be vital for them, right? Because having the early lead in terms of items is going to be very critical for the side of Slate. So having Gear as well as Seilah being the two main cores of Slate, having an advantage in terms of itemization is definitely going to push the pressure and put the pressure on SMG as well. And looks like they want to set up at top lane.
Yeah, I mean, Adammir being taken down by the Electro final blow here. Joxxx gets a kill to his name. Slate, in the meantime, trying to pressure up the top lane, taking off that gold plating from the first tier turret. So a little bit of farm for them, but Joxxx with the enhanced chain, knock-up comes through onto Seilah. The circling eagle as well will land, but will it be enough to secure anything? Enya is the one that goes down. JPL taking credit for that, trading across 1-for-1. Both teams each a piece.
Yep, it's looking good though. SMG, I'm really liking this gameplay so far, and I think there's a lot here. We're gonna take a look at the replay and see what went down. Now, that was a beautiful fight, right? That nice kite by Dewi to kind of break up the whole contest in that lane itself in the bush, allowing Dewi to just chunk in the damage, and they do manage to get the kill. No, they didn't manage to get the kill on FMM, which was kind of sad for the side of SNGSG, right? If they got that kill, it would have been a very different story now. They're going to try and set up in the jungle as well.
Yep, pushing Slate out of their jungle. They're trying to fight back here, but JPL falling so low. Enya takes the credit for that. Joxxx, though, the endless shards will be able to secure that one for him. So still, I think well, traded out for Joxxx might be a small lead in favor of SMG, but not sure who took the buff, so it might have been evened out or even more advantage. I think right now, looking across both of the teams, Joxxx, this is where he wants to be, right? Ahead in terms... Actually, no, he's a level below Gear, which is quite surprising given the objective and the kills that he has. But with the Demon Slayer emblem, it's quite understandable why he was able to secure more objectives, and it was tougher for Gear to be able to get that, waiting for Amon to come online.
Yep, I mean, the kill score is definitely in favor of SMG as well as the gold count, right? But here's, just to be clear, Slate actually has the advantage. Right, with the mystery shop, it means that Gear and Seilah can be equal in terms of damage output and survivability against the SMG lineup. So they have to be very careful. SMG has to maintain this advantage.
So far, looking at both the junglers, they have both secured Genius Wands for themselves. In terms of the marksman, it looks like, you know, SMG already got the BOD. Joxxx in the mid lane using that Electro final blow, but it's not going to be enough. Gear will rack another one up to his name, but I think topside FMM actually going down, so they still SMG still gets something out of that, and with that they can also take this tier 1 turret, although Slate has something to say about that. Rotations coming through, stun onto Joe. The enhanced chains does come through, but it's not going to be able to do enough to JPL. Vengeance popped as well to reflect some of the damage and force SMG to disengage.
Yep, SMG, that was a nice play. Now, although there were no kills on either side, SMG recognizing how far they can push the limits of their characters at this point, and I'm really liking the gameplay by SMG, right? They understand they have to keep a very decent lead against Slate, and with that, Joxxx is going to set his sights on the second turtle of the game as we hit the 7-minute mark, but Enya not going to be surviving. I think this is okay at this point. They are pulling the jungler away quite far away from the actual objective, which means that Joxxx is going to get his hands on it for his team. It's 3 turtles already for the side of SMG SG. Now the only thing is, what can they do with this advantage?
Yeah, they definitely have to convert that because, yes, you have the objective, but at the end of the day, you need to be able to make something out of those turtle kills. So I think this was also in the game plan of Slate. It's okay that Amon falls behind in the early game. Go for the kills, go for, you know, the ganks onto Enya and be able to take that as farm instead of going on the objectives, which is why he doesn't need something like the Demon Slayer as well. Just the magic shot to get online as much as possible, and has Chainsaw onto JPL. Will start the fight here. Electro final blow also laid down to end his life. Adammir in some trouble. Enya actually flickers backwards to be able to put out the torn apart memory, but it's not enough yet to be able to take down other members of Slate.
Yep, that was beautiful from the side of SMG SG. I think they're really showing some signs of life in Game 2. They're maintaining this advantage. I'm very, very nervous about this because SMG, every small mistake is going to be amplified by the playstyle of Slate. So they have to be very careful about the way they position themselves. And you can see now Joe getting chunked out with that shots by FMM. And that is only going to increase in damage. So I have to say, Seilah and Gear, they have not been shut down yet at any point. But Joe might be getting some trouble in his face.
Yep, they're trying to siege the bottom lane here. Enya also picking up the Malefic Raw, but pressure here from Slate. Oh, top side, Adammir tries to take down Enya, but it's just one hit away. He does still manage to get that turret. Gear comes in to finish that off.
Yep, it's not going to be a good trade for the side of SMG. While they do get 2 kills, Ram is the only person left on the bot lane. More importantly, they do take out Enya and Joe. So delaying Enya's farm again. You know, SMG is on a timer here. Seilah as well as Gear, they are very late game characters as well. So this late game is the win condition for Slate, and it's very important to them that they maintain this advantage.
Yep, I mean, that's why, you know, Seilah has just kind of been quietly farming.
Yep.
He has gotten 2 kills already and 4 assists, so this is definitely going to start building up more and more for him to get his stacks. So yeah, like you said, on the timer, SMG, earlier on we talked about how they need to convert their lead of the objectives into something, but so far it hasn't really shown up yet. Slate has even managed to even up almost the kills between the two of them.
To them at this point, Slate doesn't really care about the goal difference. Their only goal is to make sure that they are even, right? They don't even have to be in advantage. Right now, it's really about farming the stacks for Gear as well as Seilah, and for FMM to get fed as well. So FMM is their super late game insurance, right? But in the meantime, I was talking about the synergy of the team. The fact that they can move around, they can fight you face to face, close range, or they can take a range battle with Seilah just spamming you with the Sanguine Claws and the bad dice. It's really a tough journey for SMG. So now SMG, they are feeling the pressure already. They have to make something happen.
I think they're trying to do that as well, but Slate's not going to give them an easy time doing that. And SMG's draft also very, well, committal in that sense, right? You have Enya going in with the torn apart memory. On the other hand, Slate can easily just throw out a few combos with the Sanguine Claws, can also shoot a Renner shot into the Brushers just to get them low and poke them out of objectives. So SMG needs to find the right angle, but not like this. Sanguine Claws takes half of Dairy's HP, forced to back a little bit. Adammir comes in with a flank as well, but takes a lot of damage. Bat Speed going to be popped here to fend off the members of SMG. Will it be enough? Adammir goes down. They trade out for Joe. 2 members, 3 now down on the side of SMD. They chase down Rum, puts him in the dirt. Joxxx dashes away, will be able to get out, but he gives up his jungle.
Yep, 6 feet under for 4 members on the side of SMG SG. Joxxx gonna try to get a free kill on JPL. Does get it, but trades his life. It is a shutdown and a monster kill for Gear, which means this is the first wipeout of Game 2. Allowing them a lot of space on the side of Slate to set up for the Lord, first Lord of the game. Not sure if they are able to do it, but I think with the addition of FMM into this, it's going to be an easy pickings on the side for Slate to get this Lord. So first Lord already put down. Like I said, they're not concerned about the goal growth, right? All they have to do is to make sure that they're even, and they already have the advantage. So Slate showing perfect understanding of how their synergy and the draft works. And now SMG, they couldn't maintain the lead. And when I say the lead is just to keep them in the same level as Slate. Now they have to deal with the mistake that they have made in terms of the goal accumulation styles. And so SMG, they have to prepare for this lot push, which is going to go down in the middle lane.
Yep, but the circling eagle lands onto Adammir, though he gets almost taken down. Tauntaun memory used to try to prevent the siege coming from Slate Esports, but they press on with the Bat's Feast. All the damage coming through. Rum, taken down by the Bat Impact as well. So that's one member less to deal with this oncoming onslaught by Slate.
Yep, it's not looking good at all. That was a perfect time for Slate to take a fight, putting them down in numbers. So SMG, they're going to struggle a bit in clearing this. They will get it done, but it is risky because Slate now has options to explore. Can they get a kill? They have not dealt with JPL, and like I said, Seilah on the backline, just pressuring them, poking them, prodding them, and it's going to be a difficult defense to mount on the side of SMG.
Oh, three-man Sanguine Claws gets SMG, and it's going to be enough to clear them out. The Vax Feast also to be able to put down the damage, and SMG, they are so close to being sealed in a coffin now. Enya has to run away, but all the damage dished out from the side of Slate. They are going straight for the core, and they will be able to end game number 2 in a super convincing fashion.
Yep, Slate, I mean, easy pickings for them. 2-0 against Team SMG. I won't say it's a result that I didn't expect, but SMG, they definitely did well to try and put up a fight against Slate so far. I mean, like we mentioned, right, they are on a timer.